Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 42 of Radio Free Filler. Well, here we are, 42 shows along and still hanging in there. It's been a long haul and there's still quite a way to go yet, but I just want you all to know that... Hold it right there! Get out of my way! Let me speak! Why, it's Mr. Snark. That's Mr. Snark to you! But I said, you left out the capital letters. I'm kind of surprised to see you back again so soon. Yeah? I mean, we weren't expecting you. So? I mean, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I'll tell you what I'm doing here. I'm getting revenge, that's what.
Revenge? What for?
For not getting any applause the last time I was here. No applause, no laughs, no nothing. Well, this time I'm going to demand applause. All right, you clowns, clap! Now laugh! Louder! That's more like it. Now, on top of that, I want a little fanfare whenever I talk. Didn't you hear me? I said I want fanfare when I talk. All right. Now I'll answer some more stupid questions. Question. I bought some liquid egg product, but I can't seem to make it work for my favorite kind of egg, sunny side up. What shall I do? Answer. Go to the nearest restaurant. No, let me change that. Go at least 100 miles away to a restaurant. In this life, you gotta work for things. Then order your eggs, sunny side up. Get a box and bring the eggs back home. Then take your liquid egg product and mix it with your regular shampoo. Then go soak your head. Next question. Sometimes I get a strange desire to jump off the Empire State Building. Should I be worried? Answer. No, everybody has that. Go find something original to worry about. Question. All my life, I've always come in last, and I always seem to miss out. As a kid, I was the last one in line to be picked when it came to games, and I always seemed to miss out. As a teenager, I was always the last one in line for movie tickets, and I always seemed to miss out. Now, as an adult, I seem to be the last one in line for a job, and I always seem to miss out. What can I do?
I guess that last question came too late. Oh well. Mr. Snark, everyone. Wasn't he great? Well, at least he's gone now. Now let's have something a little more pleasant. Another recitation from our very own poet, Lariat.
Thank you. I shall now recite a special kind of poem known as a parody. A parody is based on an earlier work, usually considered a classic of sorts, but the parody version changes the words and meaning, usually for comic effect. In this case, the original poem was called The Old Violin
but many remember it by one of the phrases it contains, the touch of the master's hand. My version is called the cheap violin. The cheap violin. 'Twas shiny and clean, and the auctioneer thought it surely would go well when he got around to the old violin, so he held it up to sell. "What am I bid, my friends?" he called. "What will the offer be? $1,000, or maybe $2,000, perhaps as much as $3,000? Even at that, it's a heck of a deal, as you can plainly see." From the back of the room, a bespectacled man came forward and asked if he could peek inside the old violin with his flashlight to help him see. And he looked inside, and he shook his head, and he said, "It's plain to me." The name on the tag in this old violin says "Property of Jack Benny," a celebrity name whose claim to fame was his stinginess with a penny. It's a handsome-looking instrument, a pretty piece as such, but knowing how Mr. Benny behaved, it can't have cost him much. The audience stopped, and nobody bid. It really was a shame, and what spoiled it all was that they could recall the curse of a famous name. And many a child comes into this world all eager and ready to rise, but everyone else expects so much he's a failure in their eyes. A disappointment, a chance gone by, the onlookers prattle on. He keeps coming on, but he never arrives, and all too soon he's gone. And the world moves on, and the foolish crowd still wonders who's to blame. But it's no surprise that the answer lies in the curse of a famous name.
Well, so much for poetry. Now it's time for a health segment from our very own Dr. Andy Winey.
Hiya, folks. Did you ever notice all those diet plans that keep coming up all the time? They always seem to be looking for some excuse all year long. In January, it's all about New Year's resolutions to lose weight. Long about March, it's all about losing weight to get back to your so-called beach body. In May and June, they're still at it. In October, they want you to avoid frightening the children on Halloween. Not only that, but all these plans seem to involve either a pill that you take while you keep spending money on your regular food, or some special food that you spend money on instead of your regular food, or even some psychological course to change your way of thinking about food. Hey, you don't really want a head shrinker. What you want is a stomach shrinker, am I right? Anyway, I'm here to tell you about a real simple, real cheap way to lose weight. It's called the bean diet. It's easy to remember. Just eat a bean at every meal. For breakfast, eat a bean. How about lunch? Eat a bean. What's the plan for dinner? Eat a bean. How about a midnight snack? Eat a bean. It's inexpensive, too. But Dr. Winey, you say, what about variety? You want variety? There's plenty of variety in the bean diet. You could have a green bean on one day, then maybe switch up and have a kidney bean on the next day. Personally, I find lima beans to be the most effective. That's because I don't like them, and I can easily just do without. Some people ask me, what about mung beans? I say, sure, you can have a mung bean. After all, you're among friends here. See what I did there? Now, some people ask me, what about garbanzo beans? I say, sure, just as long as you don't call them chickpeas. This is the bean diet. Don't confuse the issue. Some people ask me, what about flatulence? Believe me, that's not going to be a problem if you only eat one bean for each meal. Some people ask me, do I eat the bean before or after my regular meal? For those people, I have one piece of advice. Pay attention. This is the bean diet, not the regular meal diet. That's what makes it so simple. You just eat a bean.
Thank you, Dr. Andy Whitey.
Wait a minute, I got something else.
Really? What is it? Another health tip?
No, this is about cutting your energy bills in half.
That sounds interesting. What's your advice?
All right. If you want to cut your energy bills in half, use a pair of scissors. Don't try it with a butter knife, you'll be all day. Another good idea is to fold the bill over before you cut so you can follow the crease. That way you'll have a nice half cut instead of some weird-looking 60-40 thing.
Does that technique also work for your phone bill?
I'll get back to you on that one. I gotta get home quick so I can put another log on the fire.
Dr. Andy Whitey, everyone. Wasn't he great? Now, I think this would be a good time for a song. But this time, we're going to try something a little different. A new kind of audience participation. Can I have a volunteer?
Sure, mister. I'll volunteer.
Have you got any particular song you'd like to sing for us?
As a matter of fact, I do.
That's great. What's it called?
It's called Shh. One dark and stormy night, I opened up the door of my little bargain buggy. I don't recall what for, and when I looked inside, I saw a little man who said, shh. It was easy to keep quiet, I did not know what to say, but he said he'd needed shelter, and so I let him stay, and everything was fine, and he's now a friend of mine, and I learned to bide my time when someone looks at me and says, shh. Another time at breakfast, I got a kind of shock when I went to fix my cereal and opened up the box. And when I looked inside, I saw a little man who said, shh. He said he was an agent, a health department man. He'd come to check the quality and texture of the brand, and everything was fine, and he's now a friend of mine, and I've learned to bide my time when someone looks at me and says, shh. In each and every season, I have come to see that most folks have a reason for where they come to be, and it's not for me to say that they have to go away, and so I let them stay with me. Today I got home early and found my wife asleep, so I opened up the closet, but I didn't make a peep. And when I looked inside, I saw a naked man who said, shh. But now I'm so much wiser. At once I understood he was there to keep the moths away, and that was very good. And I don't give a darn if you say he did me harm, and he keeps the blankets warm while my wife just looks at me
How about that? You're a real trooper, sir, and one heck of a good sport. By the way, thanks for the use of the car.
Aw, don't mention it.
A real member from our very own audience, everyone. Wasn't he great? Now, do we have any other volunteers?
I have something to say.
Is it a song?
No, it's a complaint.
Oh dear. Not about our show, I hope.
No, this is about movies.
Any movies in particular?
Yes, my movies. I'm a filmmaker.
I'm a little confused. What's the problem with your movies?
It's what they do with them after I've finished making them.
What do they do?
They take a 90-minute movie, then they add 10 minutes of opening logos and end credits for a bunch of people I've never even heard of. I just want to start with the name of my movie, but oh no, they have to stick on some kind of ridiculous animation that has nothing to do with my story. It just glorifies their logo. And then they say it's a production of some goof-off with a big salary, and then have another screen designed to plug some distribution company who never shot a scene in their life. And then they have the nerve to stick in a screen credit for the goofball who added the extra titles. Then, after I thought my movie had ended, they stick on another several minutes of dance music with a huge credit roll, including thanks to all the people who messed up the beginning of the movie, and all their friends and all their relatives, and the lawyers and accountants and consultants who work for them, but had nothing to do with me making my movie.
You sound quite frustrated.
Yeah, but I'm going to get my revenge in my next movie. Just you wait and see.
That sounds interesting. What's it going to be called?
Get your logo off the intro to my movie.
I look forward to it. And all the sequels as well. An angry filmmaker, everyone. Wasn't he frustrated? Frankly, I don't see why he complains so much. At least some of his stuff gets produced. Oh well, I think we have time for one more audience volunteer. Who's next?
Pick me! Pick me! Pick me!
Why, it's our very own Kristen Bell Pepper. What are you doing out there in the audience?
Oh, I just wanted a chance to be on radio again.
But we had you on already in the soap opera episode.
But that was show number 21 in 2020. This is show number 42 in 2021.
That's true, but then you were on again in show number 33, when you participated in the New Year's resolution segment, remember?
Yes, but don't you remember what my resolution was? I said I'm going to figure out more ways to get on TV and radio.
So this is it, huh?
Well, this is one way.
So, what are you going to do?
I'm going to perform a song from the unproduced play The Changes Over 20 Years. If that works out, I'm going to try for the part of Jenny.
But that part's been unfilled ever since 2011.
So it's time somebody stepped in, right?
I guess so.
Come on, I already had the orchestra transpose it down a step. Just let me try it.
Well, all right. Here goes, everyone. Kristen Bell Pepper singing... Which song is it?
The song about not being born.
Well, let's hope it doesn't prove to be prophetic.
Ready when you are, maestro.
I cannot hear or see. I'm not yet even me. I wait to take my part. I wait to find my heart. Alone and unaware. When dreaming of the warmth of a summer sun.
Kristen Bell Pepper, everyone. Wasn't she better than I expected? Now, Kristen, just one thing before you go. In that bit, after the instrumental, how did you manage to sing the harmony with yourself?
Well, you know me. Anything for a chance to get on radio. Do I really have to go now?
Well, it might be a good idea to close this show with a performance like that one. Jenny has 2 other songs in that musical.
I guess I'd better get back to work.
I think we'll all be looking forward to next time. Once again, our very own Kristen Bell Pepper. Now, I think I'll follow my own advice and say goodbye for now. Thanks for listening, and tune in again next time for the next installment of Radio Free Filler.